Oh my God. I'm calling 911.
Oh, chill out! We don't tell anybody what happened tonight.
We should go. What does it say? Please stop! Someone is clearly coming after us.
I need to start drinking.
The cops are not going to help us.
And we'll find someone who will.
It isn't something I like talking about.
You survived this once. We need your help.
You can't run. You can't hide. Get them before they get you. Whoever's doing this, it's personal to them.
One of us is hiding something.
What's going on, YouTube? We're back in the Low Key Cave. Keyshawn Knobs YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we are back with another movie review. Finally, I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. I don't know about this lady right here, and by the way, thank her for coming through and joining me. This is my beautiful lady right here, Maya Arms. Yes, well, we actually went to the movies to see this together, and I don't know how familiar she is with the franchise. Of course, I'm a horror person, 90s slashers, Scream, and this, as far as I Know What You Did Last Summer, I guess you could kind of put them in a similar vein. Both was written by the same writer as far as Kevin Williamson when it comes to the first Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, as far as movie overall, as far as the quality and as far as just overall how we feel about these two particular movies, I think they're not in the same lane. And you can probably see that with this box office recently. Scream, that first Scream, cultural phenomenon, the fact of calling people, asking them what's your favorite scary movie, it was just so many different elements of that movie that separated itself from I Know What You Did Last Summer, even though it was a good mystery. At the end of the day, I don't feel like people like the original I Know What You Did Last Summer as much as they like the original Scream. Me personally, I never liked the ending of I Know What You Did Last Summer. I ain't like the reveal of the killer. I didn't like how they went down that route for I don't know this nigga. Who was the reveal of this killer? Who is he? I ain't never seen him throughout the movie. So now we supposed to be like, oh, he's the killer to throw us off. Fuck that. It felt like The Bone Collector. And The Bone Collector probably came out. I think it did come out after I Know What You Did Last Summer. Either way, I hate movies that reveal a killer that we never had no interaction with throughout the movie. I'm good on that. Outside of that, I feel like it was better character development with the Scream characters. Outside of, not saying Julie, Ray, Barry, and Helen wasn't good characters. You know, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Speaking of, we're going to talk about her in this movie review. But I just wanted to bring that up as far as giving y'all my history, my nostalgia with the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people do not like I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, even though that's still canon in the franchise, give or take. Brandy was huge at that time. Brandy, I feel like, probably was the biggest star of that movie. Hit TV show Moesha, singer. This was 98. The songs all over the place. I think she had collaboration with Mary J. Blige. Now I think this was late. No, she wasn't on Ladies Night. But either way, she was a huge star at that time. Like I said, TV show, hit TV show, and music. So I think that was a lot that drove that film to be what it was, even though a lot of people hate I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Me personally, it's not one of my favorite ones. I was a Brandy fan too at that time. Same way I was a Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. Them first two movies kind of got something with me when it comes to those two characters as far as Buffy and Moesha, aka Brandy. With all that being said, how do we feel about the 2025 I Know What You Did Last Summer? I'm going to tell y'all right now, going into this, I'm going to let my beautiful lady give her opinion too. And like I said, I'm just going into this as far as my history with these movies and nostalgia. The opening credits to these movies is straight up 90s. Like, I know it's the straight up 90s vibe. They telling you like, yo, we want to try to take y'all back. The issue with that is it's a lot of rehashing of original characters from the original movie. When I tell you that we have a 2025 Julie, a 2025 Barry, a 2025 Ray, and a 2025 Helen, the only difference is one character in here that wasn't a part of the core group as far as this new girl that's a part of the new group. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I feel like it's so much rehashing of that original movie that we don't get a chance to feel anything fresh outside of what they try to do with the end. And even with that, which I'm going to get into, but before I continue, I do want to get your opinion. Are you familiar with the original I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Yes. It's been a while since I've seen it, though. But this new I Know What You Did Last Summer, I feel like it took forever to get to the point.
And what was the point?
And I feel like it was predictable.
So you can guess who the killer was by the end?
Yes. Like, the way that they presented...
And this is spoilers. We are going to talk about the killers or whatever. So you could predict that it was more than one killer?
No.
Okay.
But I predicted who one of the killers were. Like,
okay.
the girl with the dark hair.
Okay.
Yeah, like, they made her extra weird in the beginning.
That's a good point. And not only that, once again, when you're rehashing characters that I know that most of us who are fans of the original movie are familiar with, it's like you got this one standout character. It's like, of course, it's kind of looking like she's more than likely to kill because everybody else is pretty much the same person we met in the 90s. And speaking of that, they do so much rehashing of reminding us that 1997, remember 1997, I Know What You Did Last Summer, remember 1997, Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played Helen in the original, I feel like she had way more screen time than Julie, who's actually alive, because Helen, a.k.a. Buffy, a.k.a. Sarah Michelle Gellar, her character is dead. She's dead. But she got a lot of screen time in here because it's so many times where they're reminding you of what happened in 1997. Now, give or take, that is a part of the plot because the plot is somewhat of them saying that they tried to erase the history of what happened in Southport because of them trying to get a new business to come in and them just trying to not have any bad history with this town because of what they're trying to do with the revenue and whatever. So that is a part of the story, but it's just so much of them letting you know that y'all don't forget about 1997. Y'all know how y'all like them. The problem is that was then. This is now. It was a lot of, I would say, I ain't gonna say it was too many stars in that movie, but the original one had Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar, that was somewhat criminal star, and give or take, Freddie Prinze Jr. There was a lot of those that was in those 90 teens movies. She's All That. I can't hardly wait. Jennifer Love Hewitt, like they was kind of in those other little teen movies around that time, so they had a face. All I'm saying is we not too much familiar with these characters either. That's another thing. Now, I guess another thing you would ask, well, do you care? Do we care about these new characters that we're introduced to? And I say we kind of do. I kind of got I want to know. It's more so the mystery to me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. And I feel like that's a separation from what they do with the new Scream movies. The new Scream movies, we don't feel like we watching a new Sydney, a new Dewey, a new Courtney Cox character. Overall, it feels like fresh new characters and fresh new killer they got. I feel like it's a new whole thing with why are they doing what they doing? And that, to me, separates the Scream franchise once again from the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise because of what they're able to do as far as bringing in fresh characters. And even if you agree or disagree with the killers' reasoning for why they doing what they doing, it doesn't beat you over the head that y'all remember back in the 90s of the Stu and Billy. Even though Billy's ghost is there, but it's for a reason and because his daughter is a part of the new franchise, which they make good reasons why that's going on. So that was kind of my issue with this, is that it's too much rehashing of the 90s, and it's almost like this director, give or take, I appreciate what she was trying to do, because it feels like that she was trying to put us back in that time machine and give us that nostalgia feeling, which it is there somewhat. But the problem is we have so many other slashers out here who is clued in the new Scream movies, and we got another new Scream coming out next year that's kind of being able to revamp that feeling. Now, how do you feel about the kills? And I'll let you go in with that. How do you feel about the kills?
I just feel like it wasn't enough.
So you feel like it wasn't brutal enough?
Not even brutal enough. I feel like it just wasn't enough. It's not even he wasn't brutal enough. It just wasn't enough killing. I feel like they didn't give the slasher enough screen time.
I want y'all to let me know how y'all feel about that. And I would say that it wasn't vicious enough for me either. You use a hook. That nigga on screen, Ghostface, he stabs the fuck out of you, and you see he don't. I'm 18, 20 times. I'm like, yes, show it, show that gore. He has a hook, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's about 5 times where he like, I'm gonna put the hook down. I'm gonna use something else. He hangs somebody and choke him out.
Like,
I was waiting for her to drop her ass down there and her guts come spilling
yes,
out. I'm
where's
like,
the
make
guts?
that shit brutal.
Yes.
He don't use the hook literally to about the end of the movie.
Yes.
He puts that hook down like, I
It's
don't really
like-
need this. And I'm like,
But that's his whole personality. Like,
Candyman using that hook. You gonna see him thrusting using that
Every
hook. Y'all
time.
remember that
Every
original
time.
Tony Todd, rest in peace, Candyman. I don't know about that new woke one. Y'all can see my review on the Low Key K. But anyway, if you are using the hook, it should be more vicious kills on here. And I was like, damn, they say this supposed to be a more brutal one, and he kind of, I would say, he got more of a stalkish presence. It did when I hear them boots walking and the way he was kind of coming in. I was like, okay, I feel a little threatening. Now, outside of your boy, Bill Loon, whoever the fuck the original killer was from the '90s movie and the other one, the sequel or whatever. All I would say is that I rewatched some of them and I was like, nah, this nigga's vicious. That first movie, he used that hook. He used the hook through this nigga's neck and pulled him over the damn what's name. And I was like, nah, wait a minute now.
it's like he was being polite. Like, why are you being polite?
Now, he got brutal towards the end because when he killed the father and the son and he hung them up, I was like, now that's vicious. There you go. Now, even choking old buddy out and breaking his hand, I don't like that. He suffered, but use the hook. I want to see some blood. Yes, this is what we here for. Scream. That's another thing that Scream does a good job of, especially in these new movies. He's vicious. That nigga puts the knife down to grab a shotgun. I'm with it. Yes. I'm still with it because he's being very vicious. The only thing is he don't use that shotgun the entire movie. He makes sure he puts that knife back up too and keeps
that's
using
his
it.
character.
That's the main thing.
A part of him.
Now the hook. This new one, I don't feel like he used that hook enough, and I gotta agree, that hook was not used enough.
It's like they wanted us to know who the killer was, though.
I don't feel like that. They tried to throw us off. They did. Once again, though, it's just when it comes to characters that we actually care about, I feel like we had a couple in here that I would say I vibe with a little bit that I want. It was more so me following the mystery of trying to find out who it was. Now, when it comes to our original returning characters of Julie and Ray, hey y'all, hey, do you mind? Hey, Jennifer Lovey Julie, hey, she came on that screen like, got them hips, he coming. Oh shit, hey Julie, take care of yourself, Julie. Now I'm just saying though, as far as performances, Julie and having that traumatic feeling, as far as feeling like she's still going, which. Believable, thank you. Even with the sequel, I still know what you did last summer. I like the fact that they immediately let you know that she's going through it. Like, nigga, my friends got killed. This dude was coming after me. I still don't really trust nobody. I'm still kind of in this traumatic event. And the fact that in this new movie, she's a teacher and she's talking about people who don't deal with their trauma and the trauma that she's actually still dealing with. And they show that. Your boy Ray, though, Freddie Prinze Jr., it's the way he talks in this movie that kind of was throwing me off. It's like he had these moments where he's talking. It's like, did this nigga get some new veneers in his teeth? Like, he got them new teeth where he kind of talking crazy. Because it was like, fine, I don't want you to know, Julie. I'm like, what the fuck he's walking like Mike Tyson for? And it was like, maybe it's the writing. Why do they got him talking like this? He's a veteran actor out of everybody. And it felt like he was the one kind of like, damn, why you seem like he ain't acting good enough? Or maybe that was on purpose because of what happens towards the end. Either way, it was throwing me off a little bit. And I'm like, when the last time we seen Freddie Prinze Jr.? Because Jennifer Love Hewitt on 911, you know, she's still out here doing her thing. But anyway. Well, our original characters coming back. I really enjoyed and engaged with Julie a lot more than Ray. A lot more than Ray. And this is where we get predictable coming in. And that's why I agree with you, because I was looking at Ray like, y'all ain't gonna do that. Y'all not gonna do that because they threw something early in what I feel like they should have. Maybe they couldn't do that, but it's with one of the characters that's working with Ray, and it's one of our characters that stands out in the movie as far as the new girl. Well, not necessarily the new girl, but the girl that wasn't part of the core group, but she came back being part of the core group. As far as I think her name's Stevie. Because like I said, I'm not about to go through these new niggas' names. I don't feel like it's worthy enough. The movie ain't making enough money to be naming their damn names. Anyway, the kills we talked about, like I said, they weren't vicious enough. One thing I want to get into now was the ending. The build up to the ending. It was a lot of rehashing, like I said, of that first movie, even with the mystery, which I enjoyed because I was like curious that who is it? Because they kept throwing us off. And they did a lot of intentional saying like this the person. Y'all know like of course we're not gonna believe that's the person because y'all making it too obvious. One of the main characters who's being very stupid, who's Barry, is basically Barry too. The person who's acting like the original Barry on the first movie, who's acting real crazy, he got the rich daddy. That's the one they really trying to make it seem like he's a killer or his
one
daddy.
That was in the road.
Yeah, they was like it's him or his daddy because they trying to keep it covered up because he has all the connections or whatever. I mean, when I say they rehash this shit, they do a scene where he go to the gym just like Barry on the first movie. Even though they don't do it play out like they do in the first one, it's still just so much of them making you feel like, is these niggas grandkids or they kids? Like, y'all should have just done that and said they stay kids if y'all was going to go through this whole process of making them feel like we rehashing these same exact characters. Because I'm telling you, it's a girl that acts just like Julie. I'm going to say this again. It's a boy it's a young man that acts just like a young Barry, a young Ray. Everybody is kind of rehashing the characters from the original movie. And I think that's probably one of the bigger issues. Like I said, going into the ending, when we finally get our reveal of the killers, and I did kind of like the way they went into the ending because I feel like that's when it got more vicious, when we started killing our main core cast members off. Even though, the reveal. We got our first reveal of the girl, Stewie, who the fuck you want to call her, who was very obvious. She was the person who was the outcast of the group, who wasn't around them, who came back into the fold. So it's like, why do it seem like she's off? Shout out to you pointing that out, because I was just hoping that wasn't going to be the point, because I feel like it was too easy, even though it was. But the director tries to throw us off. She's like, oh, yeah, y'all think that's the main... No. Because the thing about I Know What You Did Last Summer is we only always had one killer. Outside of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer with them bringing in the son. Even though I feel like he didn't necessarily kill anybody until they got to the end, which he still didn't. He got his own self-kill. As far as I forgot, Ben Willis' son. Yeah. Anyway, stupid ass reveal, stupid ass killer reveal. You know what? I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. They was just like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all gonna know who it is because he didn't wear no gloves or no mask. You seen the beard. You seen that nigga. You know, oh, it's him. It's the same killer from the first one. Anyway, we get our second killer reveal because, of course, the new girl, Stewie, was the first killer. But guess what? We got another killer.
I knew that.
Ray?
I knew it.
And she called, but see, my thing is I don't feel like she just has enough history with the original movies where it's feel like, nah, they not gonna do that. This is what I will say. Ray, the original character from the first two movies, it does make sense for him being a killer. Y'all just didn't set it up right. You go back and watch those first two movies, he was accused of being a killer in the first one. Everybody thought, oh, he's a killer. The second one, the nigga's angry and mad. Julie want to go out and be them homies. He want to stay in Southport. And that's another thing. It's a good build up for him actually being a killer because it's like he can't get out of the town that he was originally in. It was the whole thing was seeming like his friends, he had to watch his friends die. He was being accused of being a killer. It seemed like everybody was moving on except him. Even the whole fact that it seemed like him and Julie actually going to have a relationship after I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Kind of find out they not in a relationship. They ended up getting married, but I guess getting a divorce because I guess maybe she was trying to move on, but he couldn't. He wanted to stay in Southport. Y'all got a good build up for him actually being a reveal of the killer. The thing is, the movie should have been him being the main character. We even should have had him having some family or something around where it could have showed more of the traumatic events of him leading up to him being this killer, because we didn't get none of that. We just got a stupid ass speech with him saying everything I had to go through. They tried to erase the history of what happened to this. What? Why the fuck? If anything, it would have been. He would have been glad that he didn't have to remember that, or the town didn't have to think about the shit that he had to go through. If anything, the nigga would have been left. He would not be in this town no more, just like Julie. I'm not never going back there. Why the fuck would I do that for? That makes no sense. For one, ain't shit down there. For two, I lost 2 of my best friends down here that brutally was killed, and by a killer that was coming after me, not once, but twice. The nigga chased me to the Bahamas. The Bahamas with 2 of my black new friends. That ain't. We're gonna talk about. How did you feel about the reveal of Ray? And she did call this. She called this, and I was like, nah, it ain't not Ray.
I just no jumps because it's just like I knew it.
Like I said, it makes sense, but it wasn't set up good because
It's like they made them obvious in a way to try to
throw us off.
Yeah, but it was too obvious.
Yep. So, like I said, me personally, I didn't mind Ray being a killer. The thing is, it should have been set up more because he's angry in those first 2 movies. He is. It's like a lot of anger he has built up, especially in that second one, as far as I still know, when he's basically like, you know what, I'm going to try to go down here and chill with my woman. She want me to come chill even though I want to come here. But then his friend get killed, and he has to go down to try to save Julie in the Bahamas. Nigga ain't nowhere near the Bahamas. Have to go rent a boat, got to go get a gun from the pawn shop, got to go steal a boat in the storm. It's a lot of traumatic events that do build up for him being the character, the killer in this new movie. The only thing is y'all just did not set it up right. It's no good build up for him. He should have been the main character of this movie that we should have been going into. But the next big reveal that we get outside of Ray supposedly dying, because it's a lot of stupid ass shit that happens at the end of this movie outside of him being the killer. We got some survivors who shouldn't have fucking survived. This girl got hooked on the boat. She, like, we've been talking about, complaining about, why ain't using hook? Why ain't using hook? She don't just use hook. She used that motherfucker and say, shh. Like, I'm like, what the? And then throws her off the side of the boat. What the fuck? Even if she survives, how the fuck do you swim to shore? Fuck it. Ain't no sharks. Fine. Sharks don't get her. You still got hooked. No. And if I'm not mistaken, I swear I heard them say Stevie's still alive as far as the other girl killer. If I'm not mistaken, they on the beat, they like, Steve's. Are y'all serious? Nah, bro. See, Scream would have never done no stupid shit like this. Y'all remember that opening scene of Scream 6 where we have a killer that reveals himself right at the beginning of the movie? That's some fresh shit. Like, they ain't never done this. We get to see the killer at the beginning of the movie, and then the killer gets killed by another killer. That's how you do some shit. You ever seen Bad Boys? From now on, that's how I want you to direct movies. My bad. This is still a decent slasher film, I will say. The only thing is, it just was not executed good enough. And like I said, the whole reveal of the killer. But the big post-credit scene, I was like, where Brandy? Where Brandy? I'm even in the movie talking to my lady, where's Brandy?
He knew it.
She pops up. The movie shows a couple of credits, shows a couple of names, and then we get a whole MCU Marvel cinematic post-credit scene with Brandy popping up. I'm like, oh shit, my girl heard Brandy. Okay. And then Julie come knocking on her door. This shit, it's a good scene because of the nostalgia and like, she's part of the franchise. Yeah. The only problem for me is it felt like some Marvel shit. It didn't even feel like a horror movie no more. It felt like we was getting into some comic book territory. Because even with Brandy, like, who ass we got to kick now? Dun dun dun. Like, they looking at the screen together like, oh, this some damn woke shit. Because I ain't mean to say, I meant to tell y'all that too. The men in this movie ain't shit. And they get fucked up. All the men. One girl victim, I think. One. Outside of the reveal of the kill at the end. Everybody else, as far as the men, one thing I will say, we ain't got no black people though. I mean, it's a mixed nigga in here. I think he mixed. Like he's like, you don't know, like, is he or is he? If y'all know what I'm talking about, it's the character who played the episode in Atlanta. Anyway. Yes, the big reveal of Brandy being part of the new one, and it's supposed to be a tease for a new movie because I guess somebody said, oh no, we still know. And we ain't even fucking talking about the new character. We want y'all old asses. We know what y'all did. So it's Ben Willis' cousin, great nephew, uncle, nieces is coming after them now. As far as the original killer from the original movies, who the fuck knows? More than likely, we ain't gonna know either because the movie didn't make as much as I think it should have at the box office to push a sequel. So we don't know if Sony even gonna do that. But maybe, nah, we don't need no more TV shows. Cause I just now thought they did try to do some Amazon Prime shit with this. Outside of all of that, me being a fan of the 90s and slashers and me also even being a fan of this, even though I've told y'all I still didn't even like the original ending to this, it brought that feeling back. Even with the opening sequence, I was kind of smelling like, they taking me back to them old 90s slash movies with the music coming on and we got a bunch of goofy ass teens doing a bunch of stupid ass shit. This was the 90s. I know your young ass. What's up with the 90s? Nah, I'm just playing because I ain't what y'all on me. No, she's in her 30s. You know, R. Kelly.
In my 30s is crazy.
I'm just playing. But as far as 90s slashes, do you have certain...
Scream.
Oh, okay.
Scream is my favorite.
I need to shut my ass up then. But that's pretty much all I have for y'all. I did enjoy it for what it was trying to do. Outside of that, though, that's it. I would watch the sequel if they did one, just because Brandy coming back, and I was like, I gotta go see what Brandy gonna do. Outside of that, though, I'm definitely not looking forward to this more than I would be looking forward to Scream, even with the new one they got coming out next year, because of what they've been able to do with their franchise. But outside of that, this is a part of my growing up as far as these movies and these type of slashers, especially I Know What You Did Last Summer, because of Buffy. I think the main thing I would like because of Buffy, you gotta remember, she was in this and Scream 2. And she ain't never fared good in horror movies. They knocked off in both of them. But either way, y'all let me know how y'all feeling about this. Once again, thank this beautiful woman for coming through, joining me, my beautiful lady. Y'all make sure y'all gonna be seeing her a lot on the channel, including our new channel, which I'm not even gonna talk about right now. Other than that, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new videos. We out.